Please, let's put our hands together as we invite our guest speaker, Comrade Oshiomhole.
Your Excellency, Governor Emeritus of Cross River State, was a governor, always a governor, and therefore I am transiting from governor to Governor Emeritus. We might be able to pad the Constitution to allow us to have dual governorship, provided I adopt someone that I can work with. Let me join the chairman to congratulate our Father Kukah, activist bishop, because for most Nigerians, Bishop Kukah is better known as Father Kukah. It seems to be part of his name. For organizing this let me appreciate you, sir, for assembling all of us to have a conversation, and indeed to also even thank you for setting me up. I protested to the bishop that by inviting a professor to discuss what a textile tailor has to say is not fair. And I should know, during my second term election, my opponents, as represented by our chairman, the PDP, they even went to court to say that I didn't attend any primary school. So for someone whose primary school qualification is still in court, to be asked to speak, to be discussed by a seasoned professor, I mean, my case for fairness is well established. Let me appeal that next time I will prefer to be a discussant. The second issue is I tried to write something down, difficult as it is for a lefty like myself, and I was trying to flip over the pages, and then the bishop said, "You mean you want to deliver a prepared speech? That is not you." Now that for me was intimidation, and even an order from a bishop. So I abandoned my written speech, but he did not complain against the chairman when he came here to read a carefully prepared speech. So, and that for me is the reason I found myself as an activist. This attempt to oppress, to repress, to abuse power, and in my own case is compounded by my small frame. Everybody thinks he can talk down on me. But even Kukah doesn't have that vertical advantage, but he has the advantage of being a bishop, and I'm not one. So what I'm going to say is neither structured, nor is it going to flow from a prepared speech. But the reason I had tried to write something down was that some of the key words, concepts that we're supposed to discuss, they appear so straightforward, requiring no conceptual definitions. It appears everybody knows the meaning. Yet, I had a suspicion from what I know that those issues, those concepts, are not as straightforward as they seem on the surface. Our theme is from activism to government, the role of an activist, etc. And I start by asking myself, who really is an activist? Maybe if I have the benefit of Michael West dictionary, the one we had in our days in primary school, an activist would be anybody that is active. And I believe everyone is active, unless they're dead. But I think what we are expected to have a conversation around is the question of people, individuals or groups that are involved or who have chosen to question the status quo, to engage, to mobilize, to interrogate power, whether it is economic power or political power or both. I believe the bishop told us part of the story about the priest who wanted to be a bishop. I am sure even within the Catholic Church and the Christian community, there are activists, Reverend Father activists, of which Father Kukah is one. And we have pastors who are, and there are quite a few in this hall, who are challenging the correct order in the way the church is administered. And even some of the assumptions and some of the historical, some of the things that are taken as a given. So in every sphere of life, I believe there are activists. There are political activists, and in recent years, we are beginning to see very, very militant environmental activists who are worried about how all of us humans as polluters, we are undermining our collective future through all kinds of activities and actions that affect the environment. Political activism is clear to all. There are quite too many activists, political activists, social activists, etc., etc. And if we accept that activism has to do with questioning the status quo, agitating for change, and it doesn't matter what the chairman thinks about change, but it's always constant. I'm sure even this morning, very unconsciously, our chairman effected the change. I believe he woke up in his pajamas and realizing that he's coming to a place like this, he decided to change from his pajamas to a well-tailored Italian suit, which is nice. I had told him before I don't like to sit near him with cameras, because he has always been celebrated as one of the most, in fact, the most handsome, well-dressed governor. And even those who try to flatter me, they have never been that generous to me. So I told him it's double jeopardy when I have to sit next to him and we both appear on the same page, and people will be like, just see the difference. But as you can see, he's still oppressing me. So for me, the issue therefore is, who is really an activist? I believe in varied degrees we are all activists one way or the other. But I think here we are talking about people who have chosen to dedicate their time, their intellect, their resources to questioning the social order, the political order, the economic order, interrogating power, demanding change, insisting that things be done differently in a way that will deliver more happiness and fairness.